Our goal today is to use zipForms to generate a counteroffer. The example is that I'm the listing agent and an offer has come in on my listing. The agent has emailed me the offer and it's a PDF. My seller would like to create a counteroffer. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to move that PDF that came in, that's the offer, into our transaction under Documents, and we're going to make some edits and send it to our seller for signature. I'm already in the transaction, I'm under Documents. My first step is to get that offer in here. And again, that offer is in the form of a PDF. There's a couple of ways I can add documents to the Documents page here in the transaction. I can use the Add Doc button, browse my computer, and from here I can locate it. And in the instance that I've created here, I have already put the offer on my desktop. Again, it came in via email. And I just saved it to my computer, to my desktop. Here it is. I've selected it. I will click Open. If I want to, I can change the name of the PDF here, but I think Offer is fine. I will click OK. It's important to note that when you add documents, they get added to the bottom of the list. So if you can't see it right away, you might just need to scroll down. Let me take this opportunity to show you another way that you can move documents in here. I'm going to resize my window so that I can see my desktop. The other method is I can click and drag and drop, and you'll see here it's the same process. I'll cancel that because in our instance we've already added it, but click, drag, drop is a good efficient way to move documents in here. Let's start the process of generating some edits and ultimately a signature request. Back down to my offer. I'm going to check it off. Now if you had additional documents here that you're going to include in your counteroffer, you could select those as well. That's not the case. We're just using this one form, so I'm only selecting this one form. Scrolling back up toward the left, e-sign. It's prompting me here to give the offer a name. I could do that. It says offer. I'm just going to make it a little more detailed. I'm going to say counter offer. Nothing I need to do here, but whatever I put here is going to show in the subject line of the signature request. So I want it to be a little bit descriptive. If it prompts for a time zone, of course you're going to select Eastern. And if it gives you an option for a signature service, we as a default use Authentisign. That's the native service that comes with zipForms. With a name given to the signature packet and Authentisign set with Eastern time zone, I will hit Create. It will load the form into Authentisign. And it's directly in Authentisign where we're going to handle our edits. First, however, we need to add our signature recipients. And we have the seller, so it will be William and Cheryl. I will simply go to Add Participants from Transaction, and I will check off Cheryl, and I will check off William. Doesn't matter which order, and I will hit Select. If it prompts you for this, just skip out of it. With William and Cheryl selected, I'm going to scroll down to where I need to make my first edit. The offer came in at $650. The seller would like to counter offer at $675. To find my editing tools, I go over here to the right to the Tools menu. Now this first group of tools is for signing. So these are where you lay in signatures and initials and that sort of thing. First I'm going to use my markup tools. And the first thing I will do is use the line tool to go through and draw in my strikes. With that being done, I will now go down here and select text, and I will add text boxes, and I will click into that text box. Now I will enter my counteroffer value, which is $675. And once I'm done with that, I can close out the tool over here. Now I can add another box. I need to just do the math down here. So let's see, it's 25,000 more. So this is going to go to 650 for the balance due at close. Let's go here once again to text box, and we will click into the document. And so now we'll make that 650. We would, of course, follow suit here and go through and lay in any strikes that we need and lay in any new text that we need. And once that's done, now I just need to tell the system where my customers need to initial. I do that by using these blue buttons. These are the signer actions. And I need William and I need Cheryl to put their initials near these changes. Now I can do it one at a time by selecting one or the other. I like to use the All Signers feature. So I'll go here to All Signers, and I'm going to go to Initials, and watch this. Click, drag, drop. Just like that, it brought both in. I can repeat that down here to get the initials next to that change. Now if I want to go here and click on these and just sort of condense things and get them a little closer, I can sure do that. And you can kind of overlap them a little bit if you need to. By the way, over at the right you have some tools here. So I can click on any of these. I've selected Cheryl's first signature here. And if I need to add or remove something like the date stamp, there's the switch. Also, if I want to change the size of these initials, I can do that. And here's a good tip as well. Once I change that size or perhaps make a change here, I can save that as a default. So next time I generate a signature request, it'll remember that I want the scale to be small, and it'll remember that I want the date stamp. With that done, and with all my initials laid in, all I need to do now is go in and add signatures to the contract. Scrolling down to the bottom. Okay, so this is where my sellers need to sign. I'm just going to exit out of the initial block tool. And here I'm also going to use the All Signers feature. I just think it's easier. Sign here, click, drag, and drop. Now it may not get them in the exact right spot. That's okay. I'm just going to move things accordingly. And in this case, you'll see the printed names are already here. It's trying to add them. I can just click on one of those, hit my delete button on my keyboard, delete that. And now we'll just get things in the right space. Sometimes it's a little bit of juggling, but that's just the nature of this. So there is William's initial and date. There is Cheryl. There's her date. I might now take an opportunity to just kind of double check my work. But granted everything's okay, all I have to do now is go to Next. And my very last step is to hit Send. And my work is done.